My name is Emily Jane Kennedy, and this is my dad, Danny Kennedy.
Hi.
I'm doing a report on the Operation Just Cause, the U.S. military invasion of Panama in December 1989, aimed at capturing and removing General Manuel Noriega from power. My dad was a soldier in the 82nd Airborne Division, assigned to the 4th Battalion, 325th Infantry Regiment. He fought in the Operation Just Cause mission. What was your experience in the initial beginning of the Panama invasion?
Wow, that was 30 years ago, but I can still remember it today. I remember it was late December 1989.
What was your experience when you landed by parachute?
So I can remember it was very cold, December at Fort Bragg. It was probably about an hour and a half, 2 hour flight. As we were getting closer, it was very, very cold, and then you could feel it get very, very warm and dampy and humid. As we hooked up, getting ready to jump, the airplane had to make another pass because we were getting fire. They had to turn around, come back, and about that time, we jumped. And I can remember I was probably in the air less than 10 seconds because we were dropped pretty low. I'd say 500 to 800 feet. Once on the ground, we had to find our unit, find our brother in arms, avoid the enemy, and there was tons of bombs and firing, and it was a lot. But we had a mission, had to stay focused.
When did you link back up with your unit?
So I finally got back to my particular platoon, and it was about 7 a.m. And I think about that time, I could remember it was very much light out. I couldn't really recall any of the times, but I can remember it was very, very light. And at that time, we had captured the airport and we had control. So that mission was finished. So on to the next mission.
Did you get injured during the invasion?
Yeah, so I mean that something like that did happen. I wasn't completely injured. I was shot by four. I took on 4 rounds. We went into the city and they were dressed in civilian clothes, so it was hard to tell who we were fighting because there were civilians and we didn't want to hurt civilians. So we had a van that came reeling down the road, and these men jumped out sort of like in an ambush and started firing at us. There's about 8 Panamanian Defense Force soldiers. I was hit. Several people were hit. I wasn't bleeding, but I had a hole in my helmet. I remember getting knocked down. Felt like I got hit by a baseball bat. So once I got up after firing, got up, fired at the enemy, fired at the enemies that kept firing at us, and then after everything was done, I noticed I had a hole in my helmet, and I had 4 holes, and my weapon was jammed. I couldn't fire it anymore. But I wasn't injured on my body, thank goodness.